Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to
Penis.
101.
I'm expecting to say Greg to say hi, Nick, or something like that. So, anyway, welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your host,
Nick.
Maxwell Starr.
Hey, Nick.
Tonight's very special Bring Your Own Beer version, Bring Your Own Beer, BYOBA 101 episode on anything goes, as in Gose style beers from the German Gose style beer. So I want to thank everybody who's, we're sitting at 0 viewers, so, thank you to nobody who's watching. Without further ado, let's go down to who we have.
Lady Lee's here, so we'll have about double-digit viewers in a few minutes.
Oh, yeah, give it time. She's probably posted on her Facebook, and everybody's about to flood over. So let's start with Ashley, Mr. Sexton Brewing Co. How are you doing tonight, and what beer did you bring with you today?
I'm doing great, thank you. Back to work this week, and we opened. Yay! So
That means
I'm so glad that you were closed all these months so that you'd prevent passing COVID in your premises.
I know, right? And it's nice to be gainfully employed yet again. So, tonight I bring from Omnipolo Bianca, which is a flavored strong beer, Mango Lassi Gose fruited sour ale. This is brewed by Omnipolo in their Toronto. This isn't the imported or anything like that. This is 6%. Boom.
Boom.
Never had it before.
Nice. Alrighty. Let's move on to Gorg. Mr. Greg.
Hey, Nick.
Hi, Greg.
Well,
Hi, Greg.
I'm glad I'm the first one here because this is like the unique beer that no one else is totally going to have. It's the Collective Arts. For some reason, Sergio stuff Guava Gose. Yeah.
Ooh,
Look at that. But just for shits and giggles, I've also got this in the background. I'm sure they're both going to be terrible, so at some point I'll probably cuvee them and make it double terrible.
Ugh.
Damn, I don't have any Swiss chalet sauce.
Oh,
God for that.
All right. We need to Swiss chalet immediately. Okay.
She'll do it too.
Well, my wife would. She'd be like, sure, I'll have Swiss chalet.
Swiss Chalet, sure. Going right down now.
Oh, God, please don't.
Would still be salty.
Did you ever share that creepy message I sent you, Lady Lee, with the rest of the group?
What?
The Swiss
Think
chalet
so?
sauce?
I don't think so.
Should be shared at some point, I think.
Okay.
Not in this chat, though. It's inappropriate.
Oh, okay. All right. Speaking of salty, let's go over to Radar.
yo,
Radar, what did you bring tonight? And how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. And other than that, whatever Ashley said, because same thing. I got Omnipolo Bianca, flavored strong beer. Call it Mango Lassi Gose fruited sour ale.
Mango
Mango Lassi sour Gose. And I'm doing pretty good. Still same old, same shit, same story, same shit, same story.
Same old Schlitz.
Yeah, same old shit.
Right on.
And we are, what are we, 9th of June today?
Yeah, I think so.
9th of June, 1.3 billion years ago, Guy did one of his temporal vortex farts that marooned George Washington into 1776.
All right.
That's about right.
Today in Radar history, or Beer Nomicron lore.
Omicron.
All right, so let's move along to Lady Lee. Lady Lee, how you doing tonight, and what'd you bring?
I'm doing fantastic. I brought Collective
Ooh.
Arts. I feel like I'm echoing somebody. Possibly. Maybe.
How original. You're getting all
Yeah.
fuzzy.
I had the choice between two. I think, Red Beer Net, I was messaging him being like, hey, which one are you doing? So I can make sure to do the opposite. Because, there's only 2 available in North Bay, so.
Coordinated. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. There's my can. There's the can art. It's always very pretty can art. Ooh, that's all.
Let's see. Shit.
Oh, and I brought my Pride Cup. It's Pride Month.
Whoa.
Alrighty. Let's go over to Redbeard. Redbeard. Hi, Redbeard. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you?
I'm not too bad. And
Good.
what'd you bring with you, Mr. Flash?
I brought Greg's second choice. Got the salted lime goza by the Henderson Brewing Company.
Lime.
It's got a really interesting dragon diving into a wine glass. I don't know if I'm thinking that, but yeah, it's
Drunk orange dragon.
yeah, with wizards. Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh, you mean
Fancy.
Wizard?
No, I don't.
Wizard.
Lizard.
Wizard.
Radar.
It's like Liscard or something. It's like, but it's not. It's Lizard. New Lizard.
The Lizard from the Lizard.
Chris Lizard?
Chris Lizard.
Oh, Chris Lizard.
Oh shit, we're gonna offend you talking about him. All right, so let's go over to. Thank you, Redbeard. Let's go over to Mr. The Fuzz. How you doing, Mr. The Fuzz?
I'm doing good. Just going through life, drifting from day to day, week to week, waiting for this pandemic to be over with. I got my first shot. My work has sent me a message and asked me, do I want my second shot? So they'll shoot me up. Today, I went different, and I chose something that no one else did on this channel. Collective.
Not a good.
Oh,
What? I didn't even know they had one.
I didn't know they had it either. From Hamilton, Ontario, Collective Arts, BYOBA101, I should say.
Not
Gose.
bad.
No
Make up
N
some
in
names.
there. There's no N in Gose, so it's just Gose. Anyway, I'm interested. Not a lot of stuff. I'm just getting into collective arts recently. Them and Trailway are starting to become one of my favorite crews. Other than that, I'll open it up.
Take it, Carrie.
If you want to get if you want to get to IPAs, the Ransack the Universe is a very good starter IPA. I think it's
not wrong.
Life in the Clouds.
Yeah,
that's
Life in the Clouds is a lot
I have a
softer.
few in the fridge.
If you like a New England style IPA, you'd probably like Life in the Clouds, and then Ransack the Universe.
Yeah, I left the Clouds first, and then Ransack, and then so forth. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, Ransack's maybe a bit more.
Yeah, a little bit stronger.
Yeah. All right. So
Nick, what about you? What did you bring?
what did I bring to the party? I feel kind of bad that I'm the only one here that brought a unique beer.
Wow.
I brought
You, Nick.
the collaboration beer.
Got a whole bunch of haterade.
I got we'll talk about that later. Anyway, so yeah, I got a collaboration beer between Big Axe Brewery and Hammond River Brewing Co. This is Nar She Goes, Lime Gose, which is actually part of a series that was brewed in New Brunswick by I think 11 different breweries or something. Beers that were in support of Mountain Bike Atlantic. So St. John Cycling right there, and Magodavik, which is up near Nakawik in New Brunswick where the Big Axe is. Trail system anyway. So yeah, there was 2 wheels, 14 different breweries or something. So this one here is one of 11 different beers that were brewed by 14 different breweries. So it's pretty cool. Collaboration beer, Lime Gose. I'm excited. Let's move on. Who wants to read some comments here?
Well, read comments.
All right, let's put
Commentator of the reading.
Alrighty, so we started off with Lee Russell having said, "I would have joined this when I forgot goals and this week." And then we had Lee. Is that how he sounds?
Yeah.
Anyways, then Leah Hardy said, "Silly bye."
Leah?
Lee Hardy. I said, did I say that?
Yeah.
And then Lee Russell said, "No, I was too busy watching movies with you. Got distractedly." Then Lee Russell said, "Boss." Lee Russell said, "You have to be specific about creepy messages you share, Greg. That could be 90% of what you share or type out of yourself."
Accurate.
Or tape
That
out.
was special, though.
And Lee said, "I managed to get one, Lee." And he said, "Yeah, but you were less gainfully employed in the past week or so." And then Lee said, "But I was moving and doing classes. Doing classes? Ooh, Pilates." And then Lee Russell said, "But I'm less distracted than you are." And then she said,
You're
"Are you
rude.
though?" And then Lee Russell said, "Well, obviously."
That's a personal conversation
Get
in
a
the public
room.
chat.
Get a room. All right, so let's yeah. All right, I'll bring it out to the main panel view because are we otherwise ready to talk about? Yeah, what the hell? Let's go. This is going to be a really weird round of this, but normally what we do for the second round of this chat is talk about the beer we brought and what our history is with it. Since it's going to be interesting hearing like different descriptions for the three different beers tonight. I think. Anyway, so.
It will be.
Yeah, all right. Let's start with that. Start with Ashery. Talk about what's the beer you brought. What's your history with it? Any history?
Oh, I no history whatsoever. Yeah, I find I generally don't like a lot of like beers that have like overly adjuncted and stuff like that. Whereas Omnipolo, that's just sort of what they do. Every one of their beers is, I have not all of them obviously. I exaggerate, but I mean, a lot of their beers just have the adjunct, so I just generally just stay away. But
Come on, they're blueberry maple pancake syrup, whatever fucking beer. Come on, that's totally just hops and malt and yeast and stuff.
just had one too many ingredients. It's just one too many. So yeah, I mean, and Goses, you just generally don't see them very often in the LCBO. I'm actually really surprised that I had the choice between this one and the Henderson one that Greg bought, but I just opted for this one. So yeah, I've never had this before. And Goses in general, you just don't see them around. So I haven't had a lot of Goses lately.
Fun. All right, thank you, Ashley. Let's go over to Greg. Hi, Greg. You can unmute yourself now.
Hello, Nick.
Becomes eerily quiet himself.
Hey, listen, I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, so I can definitely not unmute myself next time. If you guys want to hear the motorcycles go by. I got nothing interesting to say. I go out of my way to avoid Gozas. It's a terrible style, let's be honest, and I've never had this one before.
I think you're gonna like it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'll say, having tasted it already, it's already probably the best Goza I've ever had because well, it's a lot like. I don't want to get into my review, but anyway, it's pretty good.
Awesome. All right, let's go over to Impregnatron.
Well, Radar, but
Red Lark.
of the beer Nomicron, aka Impregnatron on the war side of history. Anyways, I got the same thing as what's his face there, Flexicron, Sixonicron.
What's his face?
Yeah.
What's his face? This is his new name.
Well, it was.
I feel like misspeaking Ashley's name like that should be worthy of some
Well,
kind of.
because I kind of forgot they kind of forgot that I call him a Flexicron, Sixonicron. So anyways, Omnipolo, I've had a bit of history with them. I have had the not the Zodiac, but for some reason I've had the Nebuchadnezzar IPA, which was whatever. I call it Nebuchadnezzar because of the way it's written. That's how I pronounce it.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Nebuchadnezzar. Okay. And I liked it. I gave it a fair average of a 7.5, if I remember correctly. I got it right here, actually. 7.5. And then I had the Aura, which I can't remember exactly what it was, but anyways, I wrote a 6.7 out of 10 for that one. It wasn't really good. And I always passed by the Zodiac, thinking it was one of the beers that I had, but now I realize now that it's not one that I've had, so I should get the Zodiac whenever we do an IPA. Bring your own IPA, thing.
And
So,
Zodiac, when it's fresh, is very tasty.
That's what I hear. And I might have had it before, but I didn't write it in my list of beers that I want to rate. So, anyways, other than that, on the Polo, those are the only two that I know I've had. When it comes to Gose, I don't think I've had any. If I did, it would have been on Gise, the YouTube channel, which is Drinking in Canada, on YouTube, people. And that's pretty much it.
Right on.
Yay!
Alrighty, speaking of which, let's go Lately. What's your history with this beer? Yeah.
So with Collective Arts in general, I feel like I've tried a lot of their beers, but I have had this before.
Ooh.
This is the first time ever, I think, where I have actually drank this beer previous to a review. So, there. Finally happening.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow.
I finally have a
Experience.
history with beer.
I feel like you've done this once before, because the way I feel like you've said that exact same thing previously. I think this might be the second time that you've had a beer previously. I'm not sure, but I think
I had history with the type of beer before, or like the company before. I think it was like a Collective Arts beer. Oh no, I think it was. Oh, I lied. It was. It was Collective Arts. It was the International Women's Day. You're right.
Oh, okay.
I knew.
So Collective Arts
Occasionally,
has
my
me.
memory works.
Collective Arts has me. This is the second time where I have history with a beer. It's the freaking art on the goddamn can. That's how I'm that person. I get sucked in by the art. That's it.
Collective
Yeah.
Arts is pretty up there with their outsourced can art, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I just hope that the artists do get a nice fair deal out of it.
They should,
I'm
because
not
like
sure
literally,
what they get,
someone who
but-
doesn't buy beer. I buy a lot of Collective Arts.
Depending on like what level of an artist you are, I'm sure some of them would be happy. Just like the exposure alone is probably pretty cool. But
We digress.
You can go to the
Yeah,
website by clicking on the thing.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, you can take a picture of that, and then it'll go to the
Yeah,
artist
like they
website.
actually have the information for the artist, which I think is really cool. So the artist definitely gets noticed. But I don't know what they get for compensation.
Well, they probably
I
get.
hope they pay for their
Beer.
artwork, because they're all about supporting small artists. So I imagine they do pay for their work.
I think so too.
Now, do they
Collective Arts has me.
do they
they
pay?
win.
Do they pay per can?
I don't
I really
know.
doubt that.
I highly doubt that.
Probably not. They're probably going to pay some license fee or something.
Yeah, it's not like a royalty deal.
I'll message the artist and ask what is your.
Some people got royally
Compensation deal.
screwed because like Collective Arts comes out with some interesting beers that don't appeal to a lot of people sometimes. You know what I mean? So if there was a commission royalty kind of thing going on, people that had their art on those cans would get screwed over, whereas people that have like Life on the Clouds and Ransack the Universe, they'd be the ones raking in the money. So
Yes, that's a good point. I never even
probably just
thought of
what
that.
kind of flat rate pay they get for it or something, I assume.
Yeah. Either way, pretty awesome. Collective Arts has me. I'm a fan.
Right on.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah.
I like Collective Farts too.
Collective farts. All right, let's move over.
Collective,
To Redbeard has to follow that up. All right, what's your history, dude? I know you.
Haven't had this particular beer before, but I've had several Henderson beers. Hung out with the reps at a couple beer fests.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Nice people seem to work at the brewery. I also feel like this can might be a recycled can. It says Henderson Brewing Company, so it's wrapped. Then there's like this label is like on it.
Well,
I'm peeling this off now. Talk amongst yourselves.
they probably wrap it.
Okay.
That can is probably just a regular can, and they wrap it.
Or,
And yours
or,
is
or
wrapped.
they already. It's a printed can of a beer that they weren't going to be making anytime soon.
They could have had like a lot of some. They'll just have so many extra cans of some
Yeah.
one can. We'll just wrap that. This is on
They
there
just
pretty
wrap
good.
it, especially with the price of aluminum.
Yeah, and Henderson is a pretty good beer, and why not save money?
Redbeard, so
I like their IPA.
hungry I can.
Their food truck beer or something like that is called. It's a really kind of wow. This is straight up
It was a Pilsner.
it's actually a blank can,
Wow.
Yeah.
but it is like labeled.
Weird.
That's kind of neat.
It's like they got a whole bunch of blanks with their own.
Well, this seems to be part of a annual July Radical release series. Part of which is the partnership with the Toronto Outdoor Art Fair. And this actually this artwork on this can is from an emerging Toronto artist, 2018's Best of Student Award winner, Kima Lenighan? Huh.
What?
Emma Lenningham. Lenningham. And
Can I
this
see
is
the
actually
pose?
called The Brewer and the Bloom is what this artwork is called.
Huh.
Okay.
Neat.
Interesting.
Yeah, little like
Story time.
another little kind of similarity between the Collective Arts beers and the Henderson beer we're drinking tonight. Both
there
got
you-
the whole art thing going on.
Story
The
time.
the Henderson that I had a couple of weeks ago, or it might have been actually just last week. It's at the bottom of my list here. It's the Pearson Express, that IPA. I find it I remember actually I found it very good. I wrote an 8.9 out of 10 for that.
They've actually done a few collaborations with the Society of Beer Drinking Ladies as well. They're the brewery that comes out with those beers, and they've been kind of hit or miss, but a couple of them have been pretty damn tasty.
Nice. All right.
And I have a cool little Society of Beer Drinking Ladies glass.
All right.
Yeah.
So cool. Now we have story time with Redbeard tonight. So let's go over to Fuzz, who totally has a unique beer.
Totally unique. Yeah, so Collective Arts is, to me, is an emerging taste. I've recently discovered it and am gravitating towards more of those beers, as well as a local Fredericton one called Trailway. Both of these are starting to appear more on shelves in my local NB liquor store. So I've been picking them up. I have a fridge of Collective Arts. For this style, I haven't had very many Gose beers. I don't remember any particular one off the top of my head. And I've not tasted this one at all. So that's my background with both Collective Arts and the style of beer.
Nice.
Nick, what about you?
What about me? A second, wait for Greg's traffic to go by in Etobicoke here.
The big truck just going by right now.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, it's not as loud as
All right.
Don't worry.
So. All right. So okay. To start off the style of beer, Gose. What are I had Goses years ago. I think the first one I remember having was Boom Goes the Dynamite from Bose. If anybody remembers that one. Can I do a screen share temporarily to show people how much we loved it back then? Oh yeah, we totally loved this shit. Yeah, it was like we were definitely uncultured swine back at the time there.
As always.
I'm there. Look at that.
Yeah,
I have had a
Scott,
Gose beer.
Scott has actually had a Gose before, and just wait for it. He's about to give his rating too. Well, anyway, I'll keep talking to describe what this beer is. Oh, look, there's the Fuzz.
And then Sith gave it a 0. Wow.
Yeah. Remember we hated it. It was, well, I mean, really, it was the style that we were kind of used to. It's like, why would you want a salty beer? And if I recall correctly, and going back in my mind thinking about what Boom Goes the Dynamite was in comparison to the Goses we get now, it wasn't that good. But I have had some pretty damn good Goses. The one that really stands out in my mind is the one there Maybe's did a dark Gose. Brewery up in Fredericton did a dark Gose, which was like almost like a it was kind of like not quite a stout, but it was a dark ale, salty. Fuck's sake. Hey Greg, you should unmute yourself.
Yeah, I did it before. You didn't like it.
Because it's your turn to talk. Anyway,
This becomes so eerily quiet.
Yeah. All right. So let's finish off the story about this. This is, of course, a collaboration brewery, a brew between Big Axe, which I've gone to their beer fest up in Nakawik 3 different times, and Hammond River Brewing, which everybody in this chat has had something, except for maybe Lady Lee has had something from Hammond River. So, namely the Blueberry Ale. They've been around since 2013, and of course, I've pretty much been around since. I was at his tap takeover when he did his first brewery tap launch there in 2014. Narshi goes. I'm also, funny enough, a member of the St. John Cycling Club. and it's actually kind of neat to see this entire series of beers come out. Now, I do recall, me and Scott went down for a bike ride to Ham River Brewing last week, I think, and we actually had a sample of this beer while there. So, yeah, so that's my history with this thing. It just recently came out, but we actually did the cool thing and did a bike ride to the brewery to try a biking beer. But yeah, I'm over-explaining this too much, and I'm being really crappy about it. So let's go over to the comments, which we don't really have a lot of, but we'll pan it over to Ray.
After Lee Russell said, obviously, Popo Jojo7, welcome to the chat, said, suck up another beer. And then Lee Russell said, that's the flame of the show.
Well, yeah. So
I don't know. I can't sound like a bitter, destroyed person. That's the thing. So
destroyed person.
No, I mean just bitter. Bitter, but an
I
awesome
feel like emotionally or something. There's something's damaged. Maybe not destroyed, but like just a big crack.
Oh my god!
The voice of a person who knows the world is fucked and bullshit and has no hope.
Like, hey, you can drive your car for a really, really long time without doing an oil change, but eventually it's going to catch up with you. Yeah.
Good thing he's not listening to the show right now.
He isn't realize it yet.
He is. That was
That's exactly why I'm saying. Come on.
I would say basically at one point you're saying Lee was a fine human being, but
he is.
But nobody maintained him.
No, I'm saying he is a fine human being. It's as if he knows how fucked the world is. It's like he has no hope for humanity.
It's not like he's ever said anything ridiculous about me.
Tell me, Ray, what late
yes,
model
I have. I've said bullshit about you, Redbeard.
I'm talking about Lee saying things about me because of what I just said about him.
Then Lee Russell just said, well, thanks, Radar. I hate all of you except Lady Lee. Well, we know that.
Yeah, we
Well, yeah, that's just known.
Tell us something new, motherfucker.
Bye, Lee.
All right, right.
I think Lee is the kind of person that if those Jehovah's Witnesses walk through your door, it's like, have you found Jesus? Hey, shit, go fuck yourself and close the door.
Gose's Witnesses.
Ashley's entrance right now.
Well, actually, I want Lee Russell to do the Lee Russell Church of We're All Fucked on Earth church. He goes to the door, is like, hey, want to hear something? We're fucked. Have a nice day.
I'm Lee of the Church of We're All Fucked and There Are No Saints.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh my goodness. Hey Ashley, what do you think of the beer?
Only a motorcycle come by and save us
all right. So let me see if I can figure out how to do this, but I want to share an important moment in Go's history here. Let's see this one here, because it's everybody's favorite person.
Was it me?
Hey there, beer tubers. Here we're very drunk Greg.
No, I knew it.
I haven't had anything to drink. Yeah.
Was that the 2016 one?
We're gonna take a look at collective
beers.
This is Collective Arts Original Gose.
We got something salty here. We got Collective Arts Gose.
That looks like 2016 when the first time I was there.
It was.
We're gonna take a look at this, and I think he just.
Is the rain?
Lens.
Of some sort.
Oh, careful, White.
Zoom off your legs, you pervert.
Who's shooting this?
Can't take you anywhere,
Nick.
man.
Yep.
Oh. What a professional
We just
you
have
are.
to deal
Nick.
with a spot in his face right now. Anyway, so yeah.
And that was like not long after he said, it's fucking rain on!
This caught me off because
It was fucking
Greg here
rare.
was really drunk. He was making very misogynist.
You were already like half hammered there, were you?
I've got no volume on this. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, me neither.
Friggin'
I will neither
what you get the
confirm
gist.
nor deny that.
yeah. All
I
right,
don't
so
have
let's take a
audio.
look at this thing. It's
Well, we
it's a Gose,
can
solid,
lip sync, you know,
yellow, had a
and
little
someone in
bit
the
of-
background goes,
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I mean, I can basically reenact this. It smells like salty piss.
Yeah, that's basically it. I just want to share bits and pieces because everybody wants to see a really super drunk Greg's.
That's drunk fat Greg. That's the best Greg
That's
of
the
all.
best kind of Greg. That was a funny moment, though. That was like one of the best reviews that we ever did together. Because you had a special way about you because you actually goaded me into saying something I had to censor. Because I was repeating what you said, and then I was recording and repeating what you said, and then I'm like, oh shit, I have to censor myself now. Fuck.
Yes,
I know. Really, I don't censor much either because anything fucking goes on my channel, but still. Yeah, anyway.
Anything goes.
Anything goes night after all, right? So.
Nick, even though I don't approve of censorship, I'm proud of you for even posting the review because normally you just wouldn't post it.
Times have changed, I know. Anyway.
Well, 40 minutes after, we haven't even started talking about the beers we're drinking.
All right. Well,
the whole time,
let's circle back around and say that. Let's go to Ashley and say, how do you like the beer you got? What's your thoughts?
I don't like it. Here are my thoughts.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it. The aroma, I don't really get much. Very quick story time. I had to actually look up what mango lassi was. Lassi's like this yogurt dessert type of drink. It's like Indian based, and they mix it with like spices and herbs and sometimes fruit. But sometimes it can be sour or not sour. Sometimes it can be a salty. Anyways, so that's where they tied it in with the Gose. So it's just meant to be a creamy mango. Salty beer. They got the mango. It's creamy. It's sweet on the aroma. You taste it. It tastes like mango. It doesn't taste like a beer. I don't get the minerality or the saltiness to it. It sort of comes across. It doesn't drink like a beer so much. It's creamy, but it's like seltzery. If you can have both things at the same time, that's sort of what this is. You get the lactose, it's sweet, it's mango-y, but then it's seltzery. It's got like a minerality, but not a saltiness to it. So I don't know. It's just a weird beer, but not one that I really enjoy drinking. So I don't know. For a Gose, I should have just went with the Henderson one. For a Gose, I'll just give this a 5 out of 10. And a personal preference. I'm going to give it a 4. I'm just not a fan. Would not buy it again.
All right. Thank you, Ash. All right, let's go over to Gorg.
Hi, Nick. Radar, let the real motorcycles handle it, okay?
Hang on.
And then you put it near your mouth, right?
Wow.
Oh, my own.
I'm gonna lick it.
As usual, Radar brings the class.
Bring the glass.
I am known for not liking this style because I think it Gose often tastes like salty piss water. I gotta say I'm rather impressed with this, mainly because they use the guava to just cover up the salty piss water. So yeah, if you like guava, still a little too acidic for my taste. I kind of fall in the same spectrum I do with sour beers in that if you just get a sour that's not flavored, it tastes like shit. Or, sorry, piss. They all do. It's a terrible style. Nobody should like it. But if you put fruit or something in it, it usually covers it up, and some of them can be good. I feel the same with this one. It's still a little too acidic. I personally wouldn't really want to drink this on my own. But as it is for style, I don't mind it's a shitty style. I give this an 8 out of 10. Hi, Arnold. Thank you for coming and ruining my review. Oh, honey.
Met 10 dogs.
10 dogs!
Hi. There were the 2 bulldogs from the 4 bulldogs from the fourth
4
floor.
bulldogs from the first floor. Are we going to adopt the deaf one?
No, they were adopting her.
Bastards.
The one from the 5th floor, and there were 2 other random dogs.
Oh my god.
That's
much more interesting than my Gose review.
Yeah.
So Arnold had a lot of dogs. I'm very excited. So I give that 8 out of 10 for style. Keep in mind, it's not a style that I think is very good. Personal preference. The best Gose I've ever had. So it's a 6. It's just on the small end of, or the low end of good. But wait a minute. This is now the best Gose I've ever had. Because this is much better. I'm having them both. And this Henderson one is, to me, far superior because it's a salted lime Gose. And this just tastes like a light mojito. Sorry, not a mojito. I don't know my mix.
Margarita.
Margarita, that's the one. Thank you, Carrie.
Margarito.
Yeah, this one's much better. It's just very refreshing. It doesn't have a lot of the salt taste, doesn't have a lot of anything. So this, to me, 10 out of 10 on style and 8 out of 10 on personal enjoyment. This is very good and the best Gose ever made as far as I'm concerned for like the 5 I've ever tried.
You get 2 reviews out of 1 out of Greg.
Yep, I snuck an extra one in there. Just
Excellent.
like sex.
Just slipped it right in there.
Sometimes like to backdoor it.
Naughty boy.
Right on. All right, so let's move over to Impregnatron. Let's see what he says in comparison to Mr.
Gose,
Ashley.
probably because a Schlexicron Sextonicron is familiar with Goses. I think, to be honest, I think this is my first one. I might have had some with Gooey Lackhands from drinking in Canada. And I actually don't mind this. I hate sour beer. Like, I'm not a fan of sour beers, but this is not too sour. It's like just enough sourishness that it's not too bad. And the smell to me kind of like smells like a regular beer, like almost Molson Dry-ish. I don't know if Lexicon Sextonicron agrees with that. I probably won't, but it's like kind of that smell, but plus better smell. I can see the mango in it. And well, style-wise, I think I'm gonna give it a downwise because of just the can itself. I mean, you can barely see that there's a freaking feather on it. Well, actually, on screen it is, but it's as if there's like no design at all until you almost see the feather. So style-wise, I'm gonna do a 5.5. It's still a nice can-ish. But taste-wise, I like this. Maybe not. Probably if I have some other Goses, I don't know, have more of a balance, and I'll see more of a reference. But no, I like it. It's not amazing. Like, I'm not gonna buy this all the time or whatnot, but I might buy it again one day or another. So I'm giving it a good 7 overall. 5.5 style and 7 overall because I actually don't mind this at all. And for a 6% beer, it actually goes down pretty smooth. Probably because it's not that sour. And if it's salty, and I barely taste it. What say you, Schlexicron? You're muted.
I don't know. I will agree that, how your aroma how it smelled like a Molson Dry.
When you smell it, yeah.
Like to me, Molson Dry would just sort of smell like, corn or adjunct or just sort of a residual sweetness. So, and I found with this is like, yeah, there really wasn't much of an impactful aroma to it. It just sort of came across as a little sweet, like a little marshmallowy with like a little bit of sourness, like how you can smell that something's going to be sour. You sort of got a slight reminder of that, but it was mostly just a touch of sweetness, like on the nose.
Yeah.
I mean, everything else after that just didn't really remind me of beer. Or made me think that it was a Gose.
Sorry, can you repeat that? Actually, I didn't hear a thing you said because of the. No, I'm joking.
Right on. All right, let's go over to Lady Lee here. All right. So, what do you think?
I enjoy it. It has a nice fruity taste to it. It does smell fruity, and it does have like that guava taste. So I do enjoy it. And I'm one of those people who does like salty flavors. Obviously, I don't like overly salted stuff, but I do like salty tastes. Like I do, yeah.
You like salty surprises here?
Wow.
So I am actually enjoying this a lot. I like it. I like it a lot.
You're saying it's a salty surprise. Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck.
Not complaining.
Oh.
I do enjoy a salty surprise. Yeah, it's really good. It is it does have that, like I said, it has that fruity taste, so it makes it a little bit more. It doesn't taste like directly like salt, but at the end you can kind of taste that saltiness. So for style, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, and for personal preference, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Nice. All right. Thank you, Lee. And let's move over to Rouge Beard.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, Javante.
I like it. It's just a nicely well-made Gose. Usually salt and lime are kind of, I don't want to say like the mainstream, but one of the more main basic styles of a Gose. I've actually had that guava one from Collective Arts. I'm not a big fan of guava, so this one is far superior to that one in my mouth's opinion. Yes, they really nice amount of lime in here, so it's got a nice tartness to it and salty leavings in my mouth. I like it. Style-wise and enjoyment, eights across the board. I like it.
Nice.
It's nice.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lee or Mr. Beard. Right on. Okay. But why can't I click on Scott here? There we go. Hi, Scott.
We love our.
Hi.
Hi. So,
Greg, your message
Greg.
sound is going insane, dude.
Yeah, here. Well, let's just go ahead and mute that then.
All right.
Sorry.
All right, Scotty. Too haughty. Let's. What's the? You saying something?
I haven't said anything yet.
There you go. Speak.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Greg on this one, and even a little bit of Lidley, but so far the best Gose I've ever had, and now I wish I picked up the other one, but it's not available in New Brunswick liquor stores. As you saw earlier, I did have a Gose before, and I gave it a 1.5 out of 5. Usually my standard of drinking is 2.5, so like half. So I did not enjoy that one. This one from Collective Arts is probably the best one I've had. It's fruity. It has the guava. This is where I agree with Greg. The guava does kind of hide the saltiness in it. It's not as tart, not as sour as I expected it to be. I can really taste the raspberry in it. It's a clean drinking beer. There's not a lot of aftertaste at the end. It goes down. It starts off rough, but goes down kind of smooth at the end. And I would drink this cold rather than lukewarm. It's starting to not go as well, I guess. It's a little bit more tart as it gets warmer. So for style, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Like I said, I probably haven't had a great Gose like Redbeard and Greg are having right now. So yeah, okay. And for personal preference, I will also give it a 6 out of 10. Not a style I would pick up regularly. Enough that I might, like, if I had it, if it was offered to me, I'd have it again, but not something I would go out and seek. But I am interested in Collective Arts' other offerings, and to expand my palette of collectiveness.
Your collective.
I'm very,
I also can comment. I also can comment on the beer that you have, Nick.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that as well. Probably not as much as this. I probably enjoyed this one better than the one you're having. It was that's a lime. That's a lime Gose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one's a raspberry one.
Guava.
So I think
guava.
Guava. Sorry. Yeah.
It's called guava.
I think I think I like the guava over the lime. I think the lime gives it more tartness. It doesn't dilute the tartness. And I'm not really a big sour beer or tart beer connoisseur. So I'm thinking I would pick this one over yours. But you, go ahead. Tell us what you have.
Yeah. Spoilers. All right. So what do I think about this
my
one?
opinion, man. My opinion. You have your own opinion.
I know, and I do. I think it's a decent Gose. It's maybe perhaps a little. I think I said this at the brewery when I was drinking with you. I feel like maybe it's a little too tart, and maybe I would have chosen to do it maybe a little less lime, or maybe a different kind of lime, like a key lime or something like that. But that's just me. That's just personal preference. Overall, it's decently well made. It's clean and easy drinking. Leaves has a little bit of almost like a blue cheese funk to it. But it's buried underneath all of that lime tartness. But if it sounds like a tart, sour, lime beer would excite you, then this is pretty darn decent. But not quite to my preference. I'll drink. I've got another one of these cans. I'll drink it. I just it's not my favorite of these mountain bike series. But yeah, for a Gose, it's okay. I'm gonna give that a 4 point. Sorry, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 for style, and a 7 for overall enjoyment. Fun, and
woo!
All right, so let's pan that back out to. Actually, I'm gonna give it to Radar again, so he can read the comments and the
comments. All right, so.
Let's get the background.
After he said, well, thanks for had a little bit of that. I'm too busy. And now he said, you can up the volume yourself in Discord, you dummies. And then Lee Russell, right after I farted into my mic, said HD audio was a mistake. And then Kent Peer Reviews arrived, said, holy fuck, you still do this?
Yes.
And then the basement says, hi, Craig. Hello there, Jeff. Jamie. And then
Hello?
Lee Russell said, crazy, right, Craig? And then Kent Beer Review says, hey, Jamie and Lee. And Lee Russell says, hey, Craig, hope all is well. Oh, my God. Lee said, hope all is well. Lee has hope. So, yeah. And then Kent Beer Review said, yeah, not too bad, thanks, Lee. It's horribly warm tonight over here. Sleeping is a sweaty ball ache. What does that mean, not too bad, thanks, Lee? Who bad thanks Lee? Oh, I think it's probably because he wanted to write T-O-O. Not too bad, thanks, Lee. Sorry, kid. I'm a grammar fascist.
Thanks, Lee.
Not the bad thanks, Lee.
Tapio?
Oh yeah.
No, because he wants to bad thanks, Lee. To bad thanks someone. Not the bad thanks,
It's
Lee.
kind of that bad thanks.
There's a missing comma if you want to get right into it too.
Yeah. And then Lee Russell's shitty, dude. Just had a stretch of that over here. And yes, roll on the winter months, said Kent Beer. A beer and a bozo. I have no idea who it is. But that's the guy didn't get cake in the movie Office Space. Who, me or Craig? Who's beer and a bozo? I never heard of him before.
He's been on here before.
He's actually a guy who lives here in North Bay.
The guy who didn't get cake in the movie Office Space.
Was it Martin or Milton or whatever his name is? The guy that burns down the office at the end of it?
Oh, that's the guy that
They keep moving his
stapler.
office. Yeah. They keep moving his office to put him in the basement and shit.
Yeah.
That's actually, I watched that movie not that long ago. That's a good movie.
And Kent Beer Reviews, Craig said, fuck me, RB 2.0.
All right, so let's go back up to the top. We have one more round of this to do before we log off. We've been almost an hour, so let's go to Ashley.
I would want the Henderson's one.
You want the Henderson? Well, that really solves that. So that's the one that who had it? It was Redbeard, right?
Yeah.
And Greg.
Redbeard and Greg.
Yeah.
Supplementary.
And Greg, Greg, which one would you rather have of all the other beers that we had here tonight?
I will have the one Nick is having because I definitely cannot get it in Ontario. So there we go.
All right.
Plus, it's cycle.
Good.
We can
I would go for red beers actually.
Yep. Okay. So we got
another one for Redbeards. All right. So let's, Lady Lee, which one would you rather have? All the ones you heard tonight.
We have
the Hendersons.
red beer. So I'm gonna say the one that Russ side. I'm gonna say the one that Nick had.
Ah, okay. That's 2 for me. Nice. And Redbeard, which of all the beers you saw tonight, which one would you rather have?
I'd also go with yours just because I can't get it, and I've had the guava one and I've had the Bianca one, and yeah, yours is something I haven't had, so that's what I go for.
There you go. All right, and Mr. The Scott, which one of all the ones you heard tonight would you rather have?
My vote's for the Henderson.
The Henderson.
Nice.
And I'm going to say the Hendersons is one as well because I can't get it here. But I can get the Guava Gose, so I might go down and get one as well.
I do believe Alexander Keith has one too.
Yeah, they had like a raspberry Gose or something.
Yeah.
Alexander Keith has a Gose?
Yeah. As a general rule, back from my university days, I refused to drink anything Alexander Keith. So that's back when I was part of the Alpine Club, and we had a beef with the Alexander Keith Club. And we, yeah.
Do you go like to each other's neighborhoods with bats, like back in the 50s or something?
No, we played baseball games against each other.
Right. I was right. There was baseball in there.
And we had drinking contests, and when you get a bunch of university students together and you had a drinking contest, it just doesn't go well. It just does not go well. And the bar at the university was on the second floor. The bathroom was on the first floor. It was a mess between the bar and the bathroom and the bar on outside.
The question has been asked.
All right.
We shall answer.
Okay, so let's go for what is next week's beer. And since Ashley said he's not going to be around next week, we may as well go ahead and do a winter beer because it's summered out.
Oh.
We're going to do the maple syrup barrel-aged Imperial Stout from New Great Lakes Brewery. Go figure, we're doing a Great Lakes Brewery beer called Canadian Cabin. So that should be a fun week. I know I have it. Greg has it. Scott has it. Lady Lee has it. Redbeard has it.
I have Lady Lee still on hand.
Oh, okay.
Have you changed your mind?
No, I can totally find it.
Otherwise, I'm just going to double fix it.
Perfect. I have it. Turns out.
You can always send it to Radar.
No, it's probably here somewhere.
No, it's not.
No? Not one?
It's brewery. Unless maybe some super exclusive weird little bottle shop has it. No, it's brewery only, I'm pretty sure.
No, I would say you definitely don't have it.
Oh, whatever. I'll be there at the after show probably next week.
Okay.
Woo!
Alrighty, so I think that's it's hilarious. Makis actually makes some good pseudo craft stuff now. Yeah, they do. I had a barrel aged Imperial Stout that I tried of theirs last year, which was. I know that the Gose that they released this year is actually their second attempt at a Gose, and I think it was like last year, the year before they had the La Passage Gose, which was actually made with real Atlantic Ocean sea salt. They harvested like Lunenburg or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I kind of wonder if they did that again with real Atlantic Ocean sea salt.
Yeah, I'm sure it made a huge difference.
I don't know. There's it's weird. I don't even see I don't even know if I can get Alexander Keith's IPA anymore. The old school Keith's IPA. It's just all their crafty beer entries now. They've gone a completely crafty like Rickard's kind of brewery nowadays. And some of their special releases are good. Like they had like a Lunenburg coffee stout or something that wasn't bad. But it's just weird. Like whatever happened to the old IPA that we never bought in the first place?
Yeah.
Like it used to be everywhere around here. Like they used to peddle that shit everywhere.
Who owns Keith's now?
Labatt. All right, so we've run almost an hour. We got 8 viewers. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank Lee, Popo Jojo 7, Kent beer reviews, as well as Basement, Mr. Jamie himself, and Beer Nabozo. I want to thank you guys for popping in and watching. Anybody else still watching who probably hasn't been able to comment tonight? You were kind of creepy last week, dude. So, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Lady Lee.
Yeah, Lady Lee's thinking about that comment, going. Ugh. All right.
I was actually waiting because we were going by. But
All right.
I'm a little offended I haven't been banned yet.
So I think we're all doing this before we. This is called.
I can't get close to my camera right now.
This is called asking for